Hi there everyone, we're just going to do a very quick lesson on finding a midpoint. Alright, so a midpoint of a line potentially, or between two coordinates, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to try and figure out how to work out a midpoint of a line. Alright, so it tends to be given two coordinates, but of course it could be just from what you visually see. So let's have a look anyway. So midpoint in the other line is a coordinate exactly in the middle of the line. Kind of common sense, isn't it really? So if a line has endpoints, x1, y1 and x2, y2, so they're just two coordinates, then the midpoint is the average of the x coordinates and the average of the y coordinates, which is what that actually is over here. So this x1, x2 over 2 and y plus y2 over 2 is technically, if you think about it, is an average. You add the two and divide by the number there are, 2. You add the two and divide by the number there are 2. So they are the average of the two. So it's one way of calculating basically a halfway point is you add the two that you've got together and then half them. You add the two together and then half them, all right? And that technically is obviously just working out the average of the two. And again, that would be the midpoint, the middle, the average. Okay, so let's have a look. All right, so if you are given a line, all right, so which here we can see, we're not specifically given the coordinates, then we need to get the coordinates first of all, because it's going to make it a little bit easier to work with. Now, I'm hoping you can see that that's the midpoint. Right, very evidently easy to kind of see from here. So 3, 3 is the midpoint, but let's not just take that for granted. Let's use the formula that we're kind of given, because it might not be that we are given a line and we can't visualize it. So we are going to have to do it with the kind of coordinate itself. So let's get the two coordinates on the top and the bottom, and you can see there it's easy to see the midpoint, which is there. But alternatively, we've got the two ends. All right, so we've got 2, 1, which is this one over here. And then we've got 4, 5, which is this one over here. And if we're going to use our formula absolutely correctly, so let's go and do it. So we're going to add the two x coordinates and half them. So the 2 plus the 4, and then divide it by 2. Okay, so that's the first bit. We're going to do the same for the y ones. So you've got 1 and 5, add them together, and then half them. So you're using that formula perfectly. Well, 2 plus 4 is 6, divided by 2. And then 1 plus 5 is 6, divided by 2. Well, 6 divided by 2 and 6 divided by 2 is, of course, 3 over 3. All right, so it's perfect. We can see that. We can see that it's very straightforward. But I just wanted to highlight the concept of what you're going to do. So just in recap, if you can see it, no problem. Just kind of write it down. You don't have to hesitate. If you are not fortunate enough, I would say, to have able to kind of see it, or maybe you're just given two coordinates on their own without any kind of visual representation, then this method is the one you're going to need. Okay, well, if you need some practice on that, or you just want to be sure that you've understood it, please visit maths-school.co.uk. Obviously, some questions on there if you have a practice out, and of course the video, all the content is all there as well. All right, thanks for listening.